Hello, this is a tutorial for my solar system simulation on my website. And there's a whole lot of stuff this simulation does, and I actually don't even use most of the things that it's for, but I do use it for a few visuals. I mean, first of all, it looks kind of neat. It's really just showing the inner solar system up to the kind of the asteroid belt, although you can see Jupiter here. Here's a comet, this little blue thing I threw in a comet. Sometimes the comet's orbits decay a little bit, and you can just hit reset to get those comets restarted. You can adjust the planet size in here. Of course, I can't show the sun at its actual size, but I did try and show the planets at a proper scale distance. You can manually zoom in a little bit if you would like, and you can, of course, zoom all the way out, and it becomes really hard to see the planets. Although I'll show you a way to make that easier. You can also increase the simulation speed or slow it down. If you click Show Orbits, it just shows all the orbits as circles, and it really highlights the planets. And if you zoom out, you can see some of the outer planets a little bit better. There's Saturn, and there's Neptune, I guess, and it just models all the orbits as perfect circles. If you choose a planet, let's zoom back in. If you choose a planet, it really highlights that planet. It gives a little bit of information about it, depending on how much you want to get into. Terrestrial orbit, 0.39 AU's, radius, period, composition. Venus, you get the idea. Jupiter, gas giant, orbit, radius 11 times Earth, period, 12 years, main composition, moons. And yeah, for some of the planets, I've actually drawn, I've animated some of those moons. If you want to, if you click on auto zoom, this is kind of nice. It will just zoom out to best display the planet you're looking at. So if you click on Earth, it will zoom in a little bit more. And if you click on, Uranus, it will zoom all the way out so you can see it highlighted right there. Center on planet is cool. I made this to show epicycles. So if we zoom in on Earth and I click on center on Earth, then there's an additional option here that opens up trails and epicycles. Let's speed that up here. So because we're centered on Earth, you can now see the epicycles that, Mars and Venus and really any other planet except for the moon, except for the sun will do. You can even show the orbits, and that gives the kids a really cool visual that the planets are orbiting the sun, but from our perspective, they look like they're making little loops. And I think you can even zoom out, and it's kind of cool to see the whole solar system kind of rotating with Earth at the center. So that's the epicycles version. And we'll get rid of that. Now, there's a few other modes in here. If you click on this is just showing the scale of the planets compared to the sun. I just put it into one image. And you can still hover over each one and get the information about them. But, it's just kind of cool to see them all lined up side by side. I'm sure you've all seen these pictures before online. I don't remember if zoom... Yeah, I guess you could still zoom in on... But zoom doesn't really do anything. Just zooms in on what's in the center. The next mode is a solar system scale. And this is just, if you've ever done that activity where you put little dots on the wall like 12 meters apart, and that represents the distances to the planets. That's the idea behind this, but of course you have to go pretty far to get anywhere. Like, if the sun is 109 pixels, I picked that to make the Earth 1 pixel. You actually got to go 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. There's Mercury, and it will say at this scale, Mercury is actually only a third of a single pixel. And if we want to go all the way to Earth, there's Venus, is almost 1 pixel. And then, there's Earth, and it would take forever to get to, like, Jupiter or Saturn. Although you can if you want. It just would take forever. You can also zoom. Actually, I don't even remember what the zoom does, to be honest. Ignore the zoom on this page. Hit the reset. The other scale that you could click is... Earth is 1 pixel. The other scale is Jupiter is 1 pixel. So that's maybe a better scale. And now, if Jupiter is 1 pixel, now the sun is a very manageable 9.5, and you can see the Earth is 9% of 1 pixel. But it kind of gives you an idea of how big that solar system is. You still have to go all the way out here to get to Jupiter, wherever it is. So they are all on there. You just got to go for a while until you actually find them. The final mode was meant to show the low Earth versus high Earth orbits of different satellites. So this is actually to scale. So I don't know if the size of the Hubble and the International Space Station are to scale, but the distances are correct approximately, and the kids can see that the space station and the Hubble Space Telescope are just skimming the surface of the Earth. I did not add the James Webb Space Telescope yet. But if you zoom out, you can see a geostationary satellite in a high Earth orbit. And if you zoom out even more, all the way out to the end, the moon is there. Right there. And those are all the ways that I use the solar system simulation. I hope you enjoyed it.